What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to Aesthetically Techie, the podcast where we talk about gaming news, business, tech stuff, just everything and anything under anything you can imagine, to be honest with you. We have in-depth discussions, we talk about life, we're talking about currently the pandemic and what it is basically to just be working at home and what that all entails, because you guys have known from the start of this podcast, I've had game developers on here, I've had streamers on here, and I've had people just talk about what it's like to basically be a streamer, which has been such in-depth and amazing conversations. And today we actually have another streamer on the podcast today, ElectricityWave. Welcome, dude. How are you?
It's me. It's me. I'm here. I'm ready to pod. I'm ready to just talk about whatever. I have an open mind, and I'm excited to see where the conversation goes.
I'm excited too. I was actually like, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna be fully transparent here with my viewers as well. Really nervous if you would have said yes or no to be on the podcast, because I was like, dude, like, no, I like have mad respect for what you do, and I was like, okay, let's just go in, let's ask him to be on the podcast. But I'm excited you're joining us here.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you taking the time to reach out, and I'm glad to be here.
Social media and what your
Okay.
pros and cons are and feelings towards it, because I know that lately we've had like cancel culture was rising and
hmm
everybody was being canceled in the sun, and I just want to get your feelings on like what you think of social media as a whole, what you do.
Hmm. For me, it depends really on the platform. I definitely have my favorites, and I definitely have my dislikes, or just like not so favorites. But I think social media is pretty much like what you make it, so you could decide who you follow, you can decide what you want to talk about, you decide if you want to reply, you decide what you want to say and how you interact with people. So it really is what you make it. And some people prefer it one way where there's a lot of emotion involved, and a lot of opinions and conversations, and sometimes they might turn into arguments. And then there's other people that use social media to share their journey or their experience. And that's kind of the route that I want to take. I want to enjoy social media and use it as a tool rather than uh, something that I just spill all my energy into. Because you know how it is as a creator,
Mhm.
you want to use most of your energy to create and to evolve and to improve rather than conversating about some topic that really doesn't it's not really productive for either party, especially if that person doesn't agree and they don't want to see your side of the story or whatever it may be. But yeah, I would just say that I lean towards the side of using social media as a positive reinforcement for life, and just learning and sharing my story.
Yeah, I feel like if people had more of that outlook, it would be a lot more of a wholesome place to stay on, to say the least, because I'm seeing so many people start nonsense and drama for no reason. Because I feel
hmm
like you said, you can choose who you want to follow, you can choose who you want to interact with and be around, and I feel like people kind of search out drama just for the sake of trying to start stuff to an extent, you know.
hmm 100%.
Going off of that, I saw that you are like massive on TikTok. Like, I feel like, and I saw you're following on Twitch versus TikTok, and I was like, okay, listen, I didn't know I was like talking with someone who was like a famous TikToker here. No, I'm just joking. No, but like I saw like you have over 19,000 people on TikTok, and I'm just like, what? How does that like? How does that affect what you do in like a correspondence to like Twitch and everything like that? Because I just got to TikTok myself.
hmm
So is it a different ball game when it comes to TikTok, or is it like the same as Twitch? Or
Uh, the thing about TikTok is, the reason I even heard about TikTok, because I knew about Musically, and then I guess it like kind of transformed into this TikTok app that it is now. But there's a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, and he just talked about how important TikTok was for creators and how the discoverability is organic, and you don't have to you'll see. I mean, I did it too, like, as a streamer on Twitter or Instagram, you just as many hashtags are allowed, that's how many you're gonna spam, like, when you're first starting out streaming. You're just trying to get discovered in whatever niche or hashtag or whatever's gonna work, like, you're gonna try it. With TikTok, yeah, there are hashtags, but it has, like, an organic reach where your video does get sent out to, I mean, a batch of people, depending on the following that you have, let's say 100 people, um, and above. So people are going to see your content on TikTok, which that makes it a lot different than Twitch because there's a directory and there's not discoverability. It's not really a search engine. It's just kind of like a list.
Right.
Um, so in terms of like TikTok, I prioritize that over pretty much everything. It on my like list, I have like each social media app and how important it is to me, what to like create and grow from. And TikTok's number one, and YouTube's number two, and then number three, I guess, is like Twitch or Twitter, Instagram. That's like a mixture, kind of. It's kind of like a blur down there. But yeah, TikTok, it's been great. It's really just learning about how to format your content, how to use the sounds and the music to convey an emotion or the message you're trying to send or the moment that happened in a stream or a clip or whatever it may be, and just trying to be consistent. I mean, like they do say consistency is important. But yeah, with like TikTok, I try to post anywhere from like 2 to 4 times a day, mostly three on average. Um, and yeah, I just made that conscious decision last year around March, like right when quarantine started. Uh,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I was like, man, this TikTok app, I keep hearing how like special it is. I had probably 120 followers at this point, and I was like, I'm gonna post 100 times in a month just to see what happens. Like, I want to prove to myself that I can, because a lot of creators create goals for themselves, like I want to hit this many followers or this many viewers or this many subs.
Right.
When I think having a goal where you set that you like a controllable goal, such as output, what you can control, is a great mindset to have, especially in the beginning, because um, it's I think it's just something that you can accomplish, and you don't have to just trust the algorithms or luck or whatever it may be, or just like an opportunity. Like you can completely control how many videos you put out on a platform. So yeah, with TikTok, I just tried to put out this many, and I started to understand and watch the for you page and watch algorithms and maybe watch a couple YouTube videos and Reddit, like, or like just research a little bit. And I think just after doing it over and over, you start to understand patterns and what works and what doesn't work. And yeah, it just starts to make more sense, and you start to get more momentum, and growing is easier. And it's probably for every platform, but yeah, TikTok's been great.
That's really actually very beneficial to know, because a lot of creators, I feel, whatever you said, how like they'll focus on like how many followers they get
Mhm.
instead of their output. I feel like that's so true, because I see it, especially because YouTube is my main platform, what I
Mm.
focus on the most, and what I've done for almost 5 years now.
Wow.
And it's really something interesting where so many people will focus on, okay, you have to put out a video every single day,
Mhm.
and you have to, like, a lot of people don't realize that on YouTube especially, and now that I'm seeing like on TikTok and Twitch, consistency is great, but having like an audience that knows you best on those two platforms work well. But on TikTok, I'm actually seeing like, people always are going to find you, like you said, they're always going to see your content no matter what, which I think they should push that over on Twitch and YouTube, to be honest with you.
Yes, exactly. I agree 100%.
So going into like different topics about like, gosh, the pandemic and everything like that, because I know that content has been so heavy for a lot of content creators during
Mhm.
the pandemic. Do you see that social media has changed during this time, or do you see that it's been kind of like the same that it was before the pandemic?
Mm. I think I I don't know. Honestly, okay, so I really pride myself on being I'm kind of an interesting, like, I'm not interesting. Let's put it that. I'm not trying to say I'm not praising myself, but I'm like complex, where I try to say that I'm positive, but at the same times there's some things that I'm kind of like a realist about. So like with Twitter, Twitter's always kind of been the most annoying platform to me. So I've been paying a lot less attention to Twitter since the pandemic, just because people have more time, and I think just like trends on it or whatever. Um, but yeah, there's probably a lot more creators just making videos because there's a lot more time and there's a lot more people consuming content. That's why I think like Twitch numbers were up so much and YouTube, and it's kind of like a great opportunity for creators because we're already kind of stuck in our bubble or office or inside and creating. So the pandemic definitely could inflate some numbers and stuff like that, but, the economy's been kinda just crazy. Everyone's trying to figure out, money and stimulus checks and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's really hard to say. There might be a lot more, so okay, so when the pandemic first happened, there was, like, Nintendo Switches were just gone pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Toilet paper gone, and then, like, when PS5s got released, PS5s are pretty much gone, so there's definitely a lot more gamers, and there's probably a lot more streamers just because people, whether it's a celebrity, a athlete, actor, whatever it may be, like, people see, like, these streamers doing their thing and making a living off of it. They're like, "I can do that too," so there probably is a lot more competition in the creator, just spectrum right now, so I don't know if that's gonna change when things go back to normal or if it's always gonna continue to grow, but maybe not at that pace.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how that kind of shifts or morphs, to say the least, when the pandemic is over. Because we're not going to have the same mentality. We're still going to be like
Yeah.
backing away from people, seeing like if they cough or anything like
E
that.
exactly. Yeah.
But one thing I'm curious about. This question just popped into my head. What has been your go-to pandemic food? Because I definitely have gotten so used to having popcorn.
Popcorn? Ooh, what kind of
Yeah.
popcorn?
Buttery popcorn, have to.
Just straight up, no seasoning, just butter popcorn?
Just butter popcorn.
Do you put salt on yours too?
I don't like salt.
You don't like salt? Okay, okay. That still sounds really good. Pandemic food. At the beginning of pandemic, when we really didn't know what was going on, I was basically on, like, a pizza-only diet. I would eat
Oh
pizza
gosh.
so much, yeah, I don't know what was wrong, but, I think my go-to snack, I guess, would say there's these things called, pretzel crisps from Snack Factory, and the garlic parmesan ones are so good. They're so good.
That sounds really delicious, actually.
Yeah, I've just been eating a lot of, uh I guess, like, not like chips, but, like, either, like, pretzels or, like, baked chips and stuff, and then, like, fruit, a lot of fruit. I love pears recently. Pears are just so good.
Right? I saw that so many people hadn't touched the pear. Like, I don't know if it's the same in your grocery store, but there will be certain like types of fruit that people don't touch. And I'm like, how could you not touch the pears? They're delicious.
Right. Those full
Like either that or apples. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I was so uneducated on the apple, like, as, a kid growing up, and then, like, as I started to grow up and try new, like, types of fruit and apples, there's so many different kinds of apples
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that are amazing. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when you first said the apple, I thought you were going to be talking about Apple products. I was like, oh god, here we go.
Oh my god.
Because I feel like it's like clockwork. There are so many. Okay, this is a bit on tangent, but I just recently got an iPhone XS, and so many people are picking on me because they're like, "Why don't you switch to Android?" I'm like, "No, I can't. I could never. I'm sorry."
Mhm. Yeah, I have an iPhone too, so I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, iPhone people, I feel like have to stick together because no matter
Yep.
what, people are gonna get hate for getting an iPhone, no matter what.
I know. I don't know why.
I don't know. It's just I don't. Okay, I gotta just say this really quickly. iPhone, I feel like, has the best operating system.
Mhm.
Sorry, not sorry. It really does. It's easy to maneuver.
Yeah.
It's easy to go around, and plus, like whenever I feel like the touchscreen capabilities, when I used one of my friends' touchscreen, I think it was a Samsung. It felt jittery. Like it felt like
Mhm.
I had to like really press on something to get it to go. No shade against Samsung. They do
Yeah.
absolutely great products, but it's like Apple rules in my opinion.
Yeah, they just have, like, a nice clean aesthetic that I like, and,
Yeah.
it just feels I mean, I'm open to anything, but I've messed around with, like, Android and the Apple, like you said, the operating system, just the feel of it just feels so crisp, and maybe it's just because I've been using it for so long, but that's what I'm used to, yeah.
Yeah. But going on to the multiple platforms that you're on, because it's kind of crazy to think about kind of the life of a content creator in a way. We have like multiple platforms
Yeah.
that we are on consistently, and like it kind of comes to like a balance. How do you find your balance in a way? Because I know that you have TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. You said you seldom go on, and then you have Instagram as well. Do you have like a way that you balance all those out, or is it like second nature to you?
There was a point where I tried to spread myself super thin where it came to, all right, I gotta post on Instagram twice a week or 3 times a week, and Twitter's I gotta have like, this stuff planned out. But then I started to realize, um, a lot of certain platforms don't really do me justice. So once I found like TikTok and YouTube, I put most of my time in those. Twitter, I don't even know what's going on with Twitter. I think I just how people did the Twitch recap for last year?
Oh yeah.
If I had a Twitter recap, it literally would have been negative followers last year. Like I lost like 60 or 70 followers. I don't know what's going on, but um yeah, with Twitter, I just throw whatever on there, and it's cool to have a place to connect with like new people and follow them and like reach out. It just feels like Twitter's like a it's just like a nice text app. Instagram's cool, but I don't feel like I don't know, I post on that just kinda whenever, but when it comes to, like, TikTok and YouTube, and Twitch, those are, like, my main 3, and then Discord. Um, those are my main, like, apps that I'm gonna take care of this, I'm gonna check them out weekly or daily or whatever, I'm gonna post when I, like, say I need to post, and then, I mean, that's kinda yeah, that part's kinda second nature, but yeah, when it comes to Twitter and Instagram, that's kinda just like the Wild West for me, like, I just post whenever I feel, I guess.
I can understand that. That's the way I am actually with Discord, and I know a lot of people are because I feel like there are certain people like myself who just haven't gotten acclimated to Discord, even though
Really?
we know
Yeah.
how to use it. It's like, I don't know, for some reason, it's just like we don't bother to check it that much. And I feel bad because
Mhm.
there are people who tag me and I never see the tags that are on there. I'm just like, oh, guys,
Mhm.
sorry, you guys. But yeah, there are just like certain apps, like you said, like I just don't even bother going to. Like Snapchat, I completely stopped using Snapchat besides the filters for
Mm,
certain posts I make.
okay, yeah. I can see that.
Because yeah, because I know that Snapchat is still around, but I don't know if it's still thriving, so I have no idea what's going on that app necessarily. Like the same way with you and Twitter.
Yeah. I think some apps just need to figure out how to have an algorithm, like, and not just be like a social app. Like if Snapchat, it does have this discover page and stuff, but and same with Instagram. But I just wish that they would have a simpler way to understand. Like I think once an app prioritizes like a creator, like through their perspective and like finding ways to grow, and it's pretty simple. Like, hey, use this. We're gonna send it out to this many new people. Here's like how TikTok has the for you page, right? Like there's people that are on TikTok that they'll follow people or whatever, but they don't even really look at their follower videos, the people they follow. They just look at the For You page, and that introduces you to new creators and new people every single day that you're on it. So
Oh
I
wow.
wish more apps would do that. I wish Instagram had a For You page or Twitter just so you could like see more new content and just be introduced to new horizons.
Instagram, if you're listening, hello. No, no, but seriously though, I mean that is pretty spot on. And from something that I heard, I don't know if this is accurate. Someone in the comments of YouTube, if this goes up on YouTube, will tell me. Apparently, Instagram and Facebook have the same algorithm, which is why it sucks so much
Oh.
because it used to be really, really good in the very beginning when Instagram did this kind of thing of where the people you followed immediately got your posts.
Ooh.
They would get them right away, and you would be seen almost instantaneously by new people almost every day. But now, ever since they integrated their most recent algorithm, that's why it's gotten so, like, I think, much trickier to get found.
Yeah. Uh, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I've heard stuff about Instagram being amazing when it first came out too.
Actually, no, now that I think about it, it probably would be true and not be fake because Facebook owns Instagram.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Before Facebook bought them is probably when things were like going well. But I've heard a lot of large creators like talk about how Instagram's algorithm sucks, and but people still use it just because it's another app to reach people. Some people might only use Instagram and follow you, so that's the only way they can get notified by a new YouTube video or whatever you're doing.
exactly, and I feel like in that sense, it's kind of
Hmm.
worth it because like the Instagram stories, I feel like that is really something that's good. But I feel as if like their posting system, unless like the way that they set it up was unless like, you like the person's stuff
Yeah.
constantly and comment, you won't even see their stuff in your feed, which really sucks.
Yeah, cause yeah, think about if anyone follows over like 100 people, the picture takes out a huge landscape of the screen. So to have to scroll 100 times, like full scrolls to like see everyone who posted today or whatever, like it just sounds exhausting.
It does. It really does. And like it's bad for business for Instagram
Mhm.
too, like to go on like that tangent for a
Mhm.
second. I feel like as a company, if Facebook owns Instagram, which I don't know how they managed to get
Mhm.
that, but okay.
Mhm.
I feel like they should at least create an easier algorithm and where kind of it's become like Twitter to an extent of where you can see like everybody who you follow, even if you don't necessarily like their tweets, you can still see what they're
Mhm.
posting.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be nice.
But I do have to ask you, this is actually one of our final questions, and then I have a fun kind of speed round that we're going to go
Uh-oh.
into at the very end, of where for someone who is just starting out, whether it is streaming or YouTube or even TikTok, what advice would you give to them for just starting out?
Hmm. I think I saw a post about this like the other day. It was pretty good advice, which is saying like you should probably only stream like 15% of the time, and the rest should be focused on TikTok and YouTube. So, uh, yeah, I feel like streaming is the last thing that you should do. It's, like Twitch is where you bring the audience that you build outside of it. It's not where you build the audience, if that makes sense. Yeah, like if you hear about like, Courage JD, he built a big audience through commentating in the Call of Duty and the esports, and then Nick Merckx was a pro player, so they like, coming into streaming, they already had 100 plus viewers, and a lot of people that are starting out today are starting with their 0 viewers, and they're streaming for 300 hours a month. It's like, no, you yeah,
Oh,
like, you have to
jeez.
build an audience, like, anywhere else, literally anywhere else, would be a better place than Twitch, but for sure TikTok and YouTube. And I mean, I'll say, like, I'll tell people or like people know that TikTok and YouTube is the best way for the most part if you've been doing it for even a little bit. And it just comes down to if you want to, you know, be willing to put stuff out there. Cause I think with YouTube, um, with YouTube, people are too perfectionist about it. They'll wanna, like, make the most perfect video ever, and they'll never post it, and then on TikTok, people are just like, "I don't know what to post." So, you just have to get over those fears and just literally post because the first, uh, video or whatever type of content you make is gonna be probably not good. All of my new stuff, if I went back at it now and looked, I'm like, "That's trash." Like, who is that guy? Uh, but eventually you learn little things and you improve, by like, say, a percent every video, you fix one little thing, and eventually, a year later, you're a completely different type of creator and you have all this knowledge, and it's just a gradual process, really.
That's actually some really solid advice because I've had different content creators and streamers give advice on the podcast before, and every time it varies, but it always comes back to like the same
Yeah.
root of kind of this less
Yep.
is more
Mhm.
ideal of where you have to focus on the content you create more so than focusing on who's going to follow you or whatever. And I still can't believe that that one person did like 300 hours of streaming. That's
Yeah.
insane. I'm sorry, but that's really
Yeah, people are
insane.
crazy. And a super underrated thing for Twitch creators that I learned from someone else that is a partner streamer now is building the Discord community is huge. Like I don't really use Discord other than either calling people for, business or whatever, like on a friends list. But in terms of other servers, I don't like really go in other servers. I just focus on, building my community, and I think, it's a good place to have that's 24/7. So, like, a Twitch stream is only live when it's live, obviously. YouTube, the content is like it's more, it's, like, cemented in, so it's always gonna be there, always accessible. Same with the Discord, there's always gonna be a place for people to hang out in a group, so I think a Discord community is super underrated. Building that family and, hosting game nights, movie nights, just hanging out with people in the voice chat, like, it matters.
Absolutely, I agree. And that's one thing that's always going to be a staple in any part of anything that someone would make is the community because they're the ones who get you anybody, any content
Exactly,
creator to where they
exactly.
are. So we're gonna end off this podcast on a fun note. Even though this entire podcast was fun, we're gonna end on an even more fun note. So Which do you prefer, Xbox or PS5?
Oh, it's funny because I literally played as Xbox for so many years, and then I went to PC and I could see it through like a different lens because when you're on PC, you don't really have you pretty much have like the world at your hands. You have all these different games and you have crossplay now. Um, so now that I can see it from like a PC perspective, I would say PlayStation 5 because the amount of exclusives that they have, are just games that can't be competed with. Like God of War Ragnarok, you won't ever play a game like
Oh my
that on
gosh,
Xbox.
I
What'd you
can't
say?
wait. I can't wait. I
I
can't wait for
know.
that. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to
I
play
know.
that.
I don't know if it's gonna come out this year. It seemed I mean they said, but who knows with just everything going on. But yeah, like
It's the year of the
I know,
delays.
I know. That I don't know. I would just yeah, I would say PS5 just has, God of War is just one example. They have The Last of Us, they have Ratchet and Clank. I mean, there's just like so many. I can't even name them off. But yeah, PS5 for sure for me.
All right, as far as pizza toppings go, plain or pepperoni?
I'm a pepperoni for sure.
Okay, I mean, damn, I didn't know our friendship was gonna end here, but all right. No.
Are you cheese?
I am cheese and pineapple.
Oh, interesting. Well, my best friend, Stadium, is a cheese only, so I can deal with it, but I'm just getting my own pizza, and he can get his. So,
Yeah, and then I'll be the one who dips it in Coca Cola. No,
in Coca-Cola?
I've dipped my pizza in Coca Cola before. I know it's so ratchet, but it's so
Wait, you
good.
do that on the regular? You weren't.
I do. I do actually. I'll put like chicken pieces on the. This is like okay. You guys are like getting to know like the true Ariel right now, but I put chicken pieces onto the piece of pizza. I fold it in New York style because New York are here, and you dip it into the glass of cold. Like it's got to be ice bone cold Coca Cola. You slightly dip it in, and it's magic.
Wow. I've
I
never
know,
heard that in
right?
my life, and I don't know how to even. I don't. My emotions, I don't know what's going on down there, but I mean, maybe one day I'll try it. So you have regular pizza, you put chicken, like grilled chicken on it, right? And then you
Yeah.
dip it in ice cold, like, cola? Like, is it Pepsi, Coke?
Oh, Coca
Oh, like
Cola.
Coca-Cola,
Always.
okay.
Yeah. Always.
Wow, that's interesting.
I know it's gonna be like so gross to some people, but for me, like I've had that since I was a little kid. Like
Hmm.
it's ballin' for
That
me.
that kind of is similar to, like, the fries and the frosty Wendy's thing that people do, so I get it, sweet and salty.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I never tried that combination though.
Oh, you would probably if you can eat pizza with chicken pieces and Coke, Wendy's and Frosty's nothing. It's nothing.
Okay, because I've heard that that was actually pretty good, so I'm waiting for my day to go to Wendy's and get a frosty with some fries and try that out.
Yeah, that'd be perfect for you.
Okay, next question. When it comes to video games, are you an RBG? I don't know what a fucking RPG is. Okay,
RBG.
RPG. Hello, RPG, MMORPG, or open world.
Uh, so it's open world MMORPG and regular RPG?
Yeah, I know I
Oh,
forgot so many different types in there. I know people are gonna come at me for that, but I don't care. I know there's platformer and all these different types, so don't
right.
come at me with that.
Um, I honestly can't say if I've played an MMORPG. Would that just be like WoW?
It would either be WoW or technically you could say it's Warframe as well, but I won't
Right.
get into that one because that's technically an RPG as well.
Unfortunately, I haven't played WoW. I know it's crazy as a gamer. I
I've
would
never played WoW either, so
okay. I would say RPG just because those are some of my favorite memories with like The Last of Us, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn. I still need to finish. Like games like that are just so much fun and it's immersive. It's an experience.
I actually need to get your opinion on Horizon because I just recently got the game for PC. I
Mm.
never played it before.
I think you really enjoy it. I got through like 6 hours and I got it literally day one when it released on PC. And I guess there's a lot of stability issues. And I mean, you know how it is. Sometimes you might start a game and like if it's having issues, you can't play it. So you just kind of do your own thing. And then 8 months go by
Right.
and it's like, um, is really good. It's a really, just beautiful game, well made. I think Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to be phenomenal.
Oh
I
yeah.
would definitely recommend Horizon. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Because the next question is going to be Something that question morality here, but we have to ask it regardless. Whenever you go into a stream, do you say let's get this hype, or do you prefer the good old SMIP, which recently got removed from Twitch? I know a lot of people are upset by it, but it is what it is, which I don't understand why Twitch removed that phrase, but so be it.
Wait, so
Because then, so there are a lot of streamers that have typical phrases,
mhm.
and I see either "let's get this hype," "let's go fam," or "don't be an SIMP," and I'm thinking, why is it so common for all three of these phrases to be among the streaming community?
Yeah. I guess the closest thing that I've said to any of those would be "Let's go, fam," probably. So yeah, I'd have to go with that.
Okay, okay, all
Yeah.
right, all right. So, if there's anything else you want to add, please feel free, because at the end of all my podcasts, I leave kind of just this open ended where we can discuss anything. So, if you'd like to add anything, let people get to know you more, the room is yours.
Hmm. Um, let's see. I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with TikTok. I thought it was hilarious when you said I was famous because that's the farthest thing from the. I know you're joking, but that's the farthest thing from the truth. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I like the TikTok community. I remember you mentioned something in the messages about just like the TikTok and Twitch community like intertwining kinda, and
Yeah.
yeah, like over half of my community is probably people from TikTok now, and everyone, including the community that watches, the streamers, the creators, everyone's been so nice and um, it's been really refreshing. Not to say that people weren't, refreshing before, but it's just you never know what to expect when you go to a new platform and it is it's not like 19,000 people come in and watch me just because it's tough to make somebody say, "Hey, there's a link in my bio that also has a button you click." So you got to click 2 times and then you got to follow and then you got to watch me. Like that's a lot to ask from somebody from a platform. So it's not the easiest to get people to come watch all the time. Sometimes people will do it on their own. Um, but it's really cool because a lot of them are gamers, and I just have a lot of fun with that app. I mostly make like gaming memes or streaming memes or Apex specific memes, and just kind of like dance around, use the music, and uh, I think with an app like that, it just gives the creators a lot of freedom to kind of do whatever. When on Instagram, you're pretty much posting a picture, sometimes a video, but, like, you're not adding music. On Twitter, you're just posting, like, your thoughts or, like, text, which text there's so much emotion that gets lost and sarcasm and just whatever emotion you're trying to portray can get lost within, like, a tweet. So, with TikTok, it's just fun to show your body language, and just have fun with it, and I've been having a lot of fun. I would recommend anyone to just get on it and just literally just start posting, and you'll start to know eventually after a little while, like, what works for you. So
That's actually really solid, though. I mean, seriously, though, I really do have to say thank you for coming on to the podcast, because you actually have shed a light more than I would have imagined on TikTok, because so many people have said that TikTok is, cringy, it's this,
right.
it's that. I feel like it's just about finding the
Yep.
community, because while there is an amazing community on TikTok, there have been some rather cringeworthy things I
Yeah.
will say for some of the
Right,
trends
yeah.
that were
For
going
sure.
on. But you know what? I feel like any app, once you find yourself and once you find like what you want to post more so, then you'll find the community that's right for you with that.
Mhm.
But yeah, you guys, seriously, this has been Electricity Wave joining us on the podcast Aesthetically Techie. Thank you so much for coming by. I really
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me, and it was fun. It's nice to talk about this kinda stuff, so thank you for having me once again.
Of course. And guys, be sure to follow him. The links are down below for YouTube. And for people who are not listening on YouTube, Electricity Wave, where can they follow
You
you?
can follow me on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, um, pretty much anything at ElectricityWave. It's all the same. There's no spaces, just ElectricityWave. So it's super easy to find me any social media platform that you use. I'm there.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you so much again for being here. And if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Be sure to follow on Spotify. And I will see you guys later. Stay casually nerdy. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.